So hello everybody, and I promised to my Hungarian colleagues who are listening to us online to greet them. Úgyhogy szeretettel köszöntöm a magyar kollégákat online, gyönyvéréket speciálisan. So, I'm sorry for this one sentence in Hungarian. I'm Ágnes Somorjai, and I'm a mobility instructor, and also I'm the headmaster of the Hungarian School for the Blind in Budapest. But in my heart, I am and I will be always a mobility instructor. The introduction, yes, the title of my lecture, and it's not only me, but the boys who are also part of the presentation. They couldn't come and join us, so it's only me, the presenter, but we are more in the team and in the gang. The title of my lecture is the bubble cane and pre-cane techniques in early childhood in Hungary. Yes, in my presentation, I will give you a brief introduction of the history and the current situation of orientation and mobility teaching in Hungary for severely visually impaired, mainly blind children with normal intellectual able skills, and also for multiply impaired children between the age of 3 and 8. And I would like to introduce you the potential of an innovative pre-cane technique, what we have developed just right now. And let's start with a bit of history. On the picture, you can see our school building. It's a very old building. It's a historical monument itself, and it's more than 120 years old. And I'm very proud that in Hungary, the teaching blind children, it's quite old. We will be 200 years old in 2025. So let's start with a bit of historical review. Okay, so how we started? In 1995, we started teaching orientation and mobility on a weekly basis, and it was included in the general curriculum, and it was a big adventure for us. But due to the number of students, it was a big number of students, and the smaller number of multiply disabled students, and the zero knowledge of pre-cane techniques, that time we could start O&M and teaching orientation and mobility only with the long white cane. And we started to teach at the age of 7 or 8, and we could taught them only with rigid metal canes, and later on with modified flexible canes. But we couldn't deal with the children's different abilities, the sense of rhythm or motorical coordination problems. And because of the lack of professionals, we had the possibility only to teach them in smaller groups. So there were 6 or 7 children in each group. But later on, in 2005 came a turning point that still affects us today, because we had the opportunity, 8 of our mobility instructors, to come to Poland, to Warsaw, and here we could attend a university course. So it's a very special day for me, because I've been graduated here 18 years ago as a postgraduate degree, and one of my university teachers is also here in the room, so it's a very special time for me. And here we were taught the Janus Price method, as we call the Warsaw method in our life, and this methodology absolutely changed our way of thinking of orientation and mobility. And we gained many of our experiences in the Lasky kindergarten, but you can visit tomorrow. And it's also very special for us. And we learned these methods, and we realized that we have to renew our O&M teaching. And within 2 years in our school, we reorganized the kindergarten and the junior high school training. And currently, and thanks to this method, currently we are dealing with the kids from the age of 3, and we teach them in one-to-one sessions. So not in small groups, but individually. And we deal with almost all the age groups, and both with the pre-cane techniques and long white cane techniques. And let's see what is the Warsaw method for us. The essence of the Warsaw method was that they equip even the very young children with pre-canes. It can be strollers or scooters or push toys or hula hoops. And we started to teach our children with the hula hoop because like this, we could ensure them to experience a really free and fearless mobility. Yeah, it's me last week. Next one. Yes. Okay. For almost 20 years, we have been using the Warsaw method and the hula hoop. But later on, we realized that we have to adjust these gigantic and round hoops to body size. And then we tried them to shape them into ovals. And then from this beginning of the school year, we introduced the use of the bubble cane. We gave this name the bubble cane, and we introduced it in the whole kindergarten department. And we have extended the pre-cane education to children with multiple disabilities as well. And we also involved the children's families and other caretakers and colleagues in the development work. And we gave home these tools to use them every day and any time of the day. Okay, why did we do this? Because previously, as we used the hula hoop, we had to face its limitations every day, the disadvantages, because the round hoop was excessively large. It was extending beyond the child, and it needed a lot of space. And it was easy for crossing a door or passing through a door. And because of its size, it was a little bit heavy for the kids, and it couldn't be driven only by one hand, and it was too flexible, so it had to be changed. So from this fall, I mean from the fall of 2022, we changed this hula hoop, and we tried to use this new cane, which was the bubble cane. It was invented by a colleague who is a teacher of mobility for 30 years, and his son, who is a universal designer, made the device itself. And I brought the device so you can try it. It's here. Okay, so this is the innovation, the bubble cane, and it's here. So, well, it's a traveling size, what could fit on the airplane. So we have bigger ones and even smaller ones if we need it for a smaller kid. But in the break, you can just come and see how light is it, and you can try it. Okay, so if we compare it with the hula hoop, their only common feature is the circular endless shape. And we have to use it in the same way. So it's the same methodological principle. But this new device doesn't slip out of weak hands. So it's easy to grab it and to hold it. And you can have a strong contact with the device. So it gives you a bigger sense of safety. And it's easier for even very, very small children to be mobilized. The usage technique is very simple. It doesn't require a long learning process, and the student can start it immediately. You just give it in their hand and they can go. And it doesn't require a good sense of rhythm or a proper coordinated movement. You just push. And why is it new? Because it's very light. So it's easy to move with, even with weaker physics, if they are very small. The inner layer of the cane is not plastic, but it's aluminum. So that's why it's extremely informative, because it gives you better reflection in your hand and better tremors or you can even feel the surface if you push it. And because it's slim, it doesn't extend beyond the body. So there will be fewer situations when you get stuck somewhere. And the white color matches like the white cane. So it's the same. So you don't think that it's a toy, but you think it's a tool. So it's a special device. And even it has, like when you are walking with a guide dog, the guide dog helps you to make better connections, social connections. And it's, I don't say it's the same, but if you walk with this, the people around you don't think that, oh, poor blind kid, but they think, oh, wow, such a great something. And they ask questions and the kid can say something about this tool and it gives a better respect. So it really gives this wow sensation. Okay, and a little bit about the technical advantages. This device is rigid in comparing with the plastic hula hoops. So it increased the sense of safety. And those who are timid or have balance problems or who have excessive movements, they can have it with both hands and they can slightly lean on it. So it gives you a better balance. And you can even guide it with one hand. So for those who have hemiplegia or had a stroke or something, so just can use only with one hand, it's also a possibility. And it doesn't turn to the side easily as the hula hoop does. And it gives you a lot more information than a simply plastic hula hoop. So as you push it, you can even feel the surface, what you have touched. And it can be produced in any size or any radius, so it can fit to the children's needs. And in the future, we are working on other equipment, so it can be equipped with different adapters, like handles or rolling tips, or even for those who doesn't speak, a small communicator can be attached on the top. Okay, but it was the first step for us, and then we went on because the transition from the bubble cane or from the hula hoop is not a single step to change for a long white cane. So that's why it was, because we realized it's not easy for our youngsters as well. In many cases, for example, the immaturity of their nervous system or intellectual problems or balance disorder, hemiplegia, stroke, as I've already mentioned, it's problematic to change for immediately to a long cane. So we designed an adapter, and I will just show it to you. In the middle, there is a simple cane. It's a small, long cane, of course, because we are prepared it for small ones. And it's like half of the bubble cane. So it's just put on it, and you can put it on any kind of cane. And the advantage is that you can have the grip as a normal cane, but you don't have to do the two-point touch technique or any kind of technique. You just push it. And simply it will cover the field in front of you, so you will be safe. And as a very first step, or in middle step, you can start to teach the two-point touch or the constant touch technique slightly, and you will feel the curves and you will feel any kind of surface. So it can be just a middle in the cane and the pre-cane. It's in middle cane, I don't know how to say it. So it's an adapter. And with this adapter, you can change from the grabbing the cane or the pre-cane with two hands into just one hand. So it's also extra something, and you can teach the two-point touch in a very limited way, of course. And because we are working with industrial designers, so the design didn't stop, and the team is working on the development of different various adapters. And there was a demand, for example, a very unique handle, for example, for an autistic children, and this handle looks like a glove. You simply put your, it's not there, but you can imagine, it's like a glove, and they can grab the cane or the Precane like being in a glove. And it's not easy to escape from the situation, or it's not easy to throw the device anywhere. So it's just a little bit not aggressive, but more direct way to grab the handle, but it's like a glove, so it's better for the autistic children. And we're still working on different designs of other unique bubble cane shapes and also different handles. And during this test period, now our devices are made of multi-layer industrial pipes or tubes, but later on we are looking for the possibility for mass production, but it will depend on how popular it will be. And finally, because I'm just almost at the end, just to summarize that how important are Precanes, because it makes the user more mobile, and it provides the feeling of safety and gives an opportunity to detect the walking surface and get to know the world around us in a better way. And our bubble cane is an adaptation of the hula hoop, and thanks to all of its advantages, which I presented in my presentation, it makes the mobility, as we found it, more comfortable and more joyful than it was before. And finally, I would like to introduce you the working group. They are Boldizsár Bíró, who is the designer, and Csaba Bíró, who is the orientation and mobility instructor, and Felix Baumstark, sorry, in the middle. We call them the test manager. He is 4 years old. Thank you.